This is the TNA Wrestling March 21, 2024 full show results video. X Division champion Mustafa Ali makes his way out as we prepare for a number 1 contender scramble. Ali joins commentary and is shocked that Jake something is in this bout because he wasn't on the Invitational. Then we saw a match between Leon Slater vs Chris Bay vs Alan Angels vs Jason Hotch vs Kevin Knight vs Jake something to become the number 1 contender for the X Division Championship, and the result of this match was Jake something won the match by pinfall after hitting the Into the Void to Hotch, and now he will face Mustafa Ali at Rebellion pay-per-view. We hear from Dirty Dango, who complains about the dirt sheets not being able to find his ratings and losing to Josh Alexander. Gia Miller tries to interview Rich Swann, but AJ Francis speaks for him and AJ says we'll find out why Swann aligned with him next week when they appear in the ring. Diener comes into the ring and reflects on all of his failures over the last few years. He blames himself, however. He cuts a babyface promo and says it's now the people's choice what he does next. GYV interrupts and says no one cares, and they claim Diener offers nothing to the business before ordering him to leave. Diener stops himself from leaving the ring and notes his promise to the people, and he asks the fans what they want and they cheer for him to stay. Diener decides to throw hands, but he's quickly beaten down until Time Splitters make the save. The next match happened between GYV versus Time Splitters, and the result of this match was Time Splitters defeated GYV by submission when Kushida applied a hoverboard lock to Drake, and he tapped out. Tom Hannifan conducts a sit-down interview with Hammerstone, and Tom asks about Hammerstone taking any means necessary to beat Alexander at Sacrifice, and Hammerstone says he's going straight to the top. The next match happened between Crazy Steve vs PCO for the Digital Media Championship, and the result of this match was Crazy Steve defeated PCO by pinfall when PCO looked to put Steve away. Khan came marching down draped in weapons. He throws chairs in the ring before PCO rolls out and attacks first, and Steve rakes PCO's eyes and gets him back inside to steal the pinfall to retain the Digital Media Championship. Backstage, Decay cuts a promo on Spitfire when MK Ultra interrupts and says they're next in line for a rematch, and Rosemary challenges them to a tag match to determine who gets a title shot. Eric Young comes out and lays down the challenge to face Frankie Kazarian in a Full Metal Mayhem match at Rebellion. The next match happened between Ash by Elegance vs Celestia Sparks, and the result of this match was Ash by Elegance defeated Celestia Sparks by pinfall after hitting the rarefied air senton. After the match, Ash places a chair on Sparks and she goes up top again. Xia Brookside runs down and stands in the way, and Ash climbs down and slowly exits while eyeing Xia. Nick Nemeth addresses his upcoming TNA World Title match against Moose at Rebellion. Nemeth says that he made his intentions clear when he arrived. His goal is to become the TNA World Champion, but he wanted to earn that opportunity. Nemeth reflects on his issues with Steve Macklin, who was unable to drive him out of TNA Wrestling. Nemeth says he was going to wait for the perfect opportunity to challenge for the TNA World Championship, but Moose just couldn't wait, and that's when the system attacked Nemeth last week. Speaking of the system, TNA World Champion Moose and TNA World Tag Team Champions Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards interrupt. Moose praises Ziggler for defeating some of the greatest of all time, but he's never been able to beat the system. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Jordynne Grace vs Tasha Steelz for the Knockouts World Championship, and the result of this match was Jordynne Grace defeated Tasha Steelz by pinfall when Grace clocks the back fist followed by Juggernaut Driver for the win and successfully retained the Knockouts World Championship. Jordynne Grace celebrates, and the show goes off the air.